What's going on, everybody? How you all doing? Hopefully good. Today on a Tuesday. Today is the day before NFP, since we had that government shutdown last week. NFP's been moved to this week, Wednesday. So I figured I will go in today and see if anything is presented clean, and I'll take something small. The only news we had was at 8:30 core retail sales. That's all we had today after we had a pretty banger day yesterday, and I'll go over that as well in this video. But I do want to go over this morning's price action and trade idea that I did took this one on my live account on one contract, one micro. Okay, so let's go over the idea here. So sat down this morning, just I go through daily, just look at what's going on, look at an hourly chart, and mark out all my levels. At this AM low, we still pretty much at this new week opening gap, which we created above this daily fair value gap. We still had this PM high, and we had this Asia low, as well as this London low here. So, oh yeah, we also had this old London high up here, which I also took note of. If price wanted to trade through this and wanted to rally higher, where's it gonna go? So this is what I saw, pretty much sitting down at 8 a.m. So I thought I would sit down 8 a.m., see what comes into the market 8:30, and I'll see what this model presents me. Anyway, sitting down, we traded really close to this low here. We didn't take this low out on in Q, but really close to this low, we started rallying, pulling away from it, moving higher, and we ended up closing with a bullish candle. Now, if you watched Jade's recent video that he posted, he explained that he likes to see price trade a level and then reject the level. And if price closes with a bullish candle, then he would start looking for entries in the next candle to go long or longer, depending on if you trade a low or a high. In this case, we traded a low. So you would be looking for bullish trading ideas, ideally. So I dropped down to a 5 after I saw this, and I started looking for an entry, reason to get long. So dropping into a 5. Okay, I saw this order block here, came back down into that, started rallying off higher. Not much in the 5 minute, guys. Not much. Sloppy price action today. Same level on a 1 minute. Saw this, which went back down into that, but that's not part of the model, so it didn't press any buttons. Just moved up back to a higher time frame. Waited for that 1 hour bullish close before I really can do anything. That there's that order block and a 5 transposed. You can see we came back down, real close to that. Again, no entry. Looked for entries after 9. After we had that close on that candle. So pretty much what I saw here, sitting down after we had that candle close, I came down to a lower time frame. What I saw, right? If you take this candle and at the time looking at this candle, we had a gap and price traded right back down and closed that gap. So that was what I was looking at. I was hoping to get a fair value gap, which I did not because the 5 minute candle did not close higher. We ended up rebalancing this with an immediate rebalance. So I was sitting here watching that, looking at that, looking, hunting for entries long, right? And I saw it trading right back down. Okay. And we started rallying up higher, and that's when I took the entry, 902. That's when I took it. Okay. So I got my entry, and then I said, all right, I'll take that entry. Hold on. There we go. I took that entry. I had a stop below this order block. Okay, I had to stop below this order block down here, giving the trade some breathing room. We also had this order block confirmed right here because we rallied away from this. We rallied up through that. Real nice little small rally, traded back into it, respected it. My stop was down here. Zooming out, I wanted to target this high. I was shooting for 10 handles. Okay, that's 20%, 10 handles. There you go, 20%. That's what I was shooting for, 10 handles. All right. I got in, went back up to a 5 minute. Just watched it. And as I was managing it and we approached the 9:10 hour, approaching market open, I thought to myself, okay, so we are trading inside of the day prior to non-farm payroll, number one. Number two, we had a massive rally higher yesterday, so we expect sloppy AM. And I was expecting market open. So I barely took that entry. I was in the trade for exactly 16 minutes. 16 minutes, by then the trade should have been done. It should have rallied over 5 handles if it really wanted to get off its feet. And I said, okay, so one of two things. We were trading right there. 9:15. We were trading right there. I said, okay, one of two things. Either I'm going to take the stop, and I went down to a 1 minute. I said, one of two things. Either I take the stop from down here and I put the stop at break even to cover the costs, or I take what I have and I'm happy with that and I call it a day. Being aware of circumstances in the marketplace. So I decided, okay, you know what? I am targeting more, but day prior to NFP, we had a massive rally yesterday. So we also have the opening ahead of us, which, volatility could step in and we could get stopped prematurely. So then I sat in the position, and you're not paying yourself for that time. So I said, okay, you know what? Considering the conditions and what's going on, I'm paying myself for the time that I spent sitting here. I'm paying myself for that. So I collapsed the position. Okay, collapsed the position and took home. Uh, I took home four handles on one micro, $39 with this model. Following this model, $39. Not much, but it's scalable with this model. That's the point that I'm trying to set forth here. I traded Jade's model. The model panned out. Okay. Model panned out. Executed on it in a live setting. Let me see here. Let's see. So that's about it. Took it at panned out, and there it was. Hold on. Okay. Let's take a quick glance at US 500, because I did say that US 500 took this low and NQ didn't. So ES took the low, NQ didn't. So you have a SMT, which is part of what I factored into this position, since we did take this low here, and dollar dollar took a high. I'm going to show you. So looking at the hourly chart, dollar took out this high. Okay, extend that, dollar took out this high and started tanking. That's what I saw. No. US 500. There we go. So that's what I saw. Okay. And we also got that close higher there. So SMT played a role in this. So that's basically the breakdown behind this one. We're looking at yesterday's one. Let me open up my journal real quick. I gotta get the levels on my journal. Okay, let me see here. It. Oh yeah, here it is. Come on, not this. You guys ain't gonna be able to see it, but I'll post. I'll include a screenshot of these just at the end of the video, so you're all aware of what I'm talking about. Or I'm sure if you've been watching the market, you would be aware of these levels, or they would be familiar. What happened yesterday was we traded into a London low, and we had a bullish close. So that pretty much set the stage right there for you. And then dropping down into a hold up 5 minute. Did I post a 5 minute? I should have. What do I got here? Did I only do 1 minute? I only did a 1 minute. Okay, I didn't find anything on a five. Oh no, I'm lying. I did have a 5 minute fair value gap, which was the first retracement. Really sloppy, not very clean, even on a 1 minute. Not very clean to get an entry on that. I can show you guys. I still have these on the chart, I think. Do I still have them on here? Oh yeah, I do. Yeah. So we pretty much had this 5 minute fair value gap trading down like this. And this was sloppy to me. This was just not clean. I didn't really want to take it. I mean, if it looks like that, let's see, 1 minute. And this was trading right at that fair value gap. Okay. It touched it and it was off to the races, but it was just not a clean set. And then we had a rally higher, three fair value gaps, three, price traded back down. I believe it touched this gap here. Let's just check. Let's be sure. I believe it did touch that fair value gap. Okay, Monday. Go back to Monday. Come on, man. See that? We came back into this second gap here, rallied off. I didn't take that one. Didn't take that one. Missed it. Missed it. So just saw after the fact. I saw okay. Damn it tapped it. I missed it. I was looking at this chart and I wasn't looking at my brokerage feed, which is which is MNQ itself. So I didn't see that. Okay, let's just go back. Get that out of the way. Move this over. And then we had this deep retracement back into this. And I also didn't take this. At that point, I felt like, okay, this is has rallied a lot. It's really late in well, it's not super late in the day. It's like 10:30, but I just didn't want to take it at that point anymore. But anyway, tapped into this fair value gap, really nice and clean, and tapped it one more time, tapped it a last time, and then it was like off to the races, done and dusted. It was like a 13% stop, which would be like five handle stop below the lowest fair value gap, and the pretty much a 1 to 2 here, just targeting 10 handles. 22%. It's like a 1 to 7, a 1 to 1 and 3 quarters. That's your risk right there. Tapped it beautiful. Could have gone for 1 to 2 easily here. Could have gone for like 15 handles or 20 if you really wanted to go for it. I mean, and it presented it like 30. Okay, you would have just barely like not gotten like 20 handles, but you could have like gone really like for 15 or 17 handles on that, and you would have gotten that very easily. But they don't want to take it after that. To me, it felt like, okay, this is like chasing it at this point because like we already had this move and we already had this move here. So like at this point, it kind of felt like chasing it. So I was like, okay, you know what? I'm stepping out. I'm not gonna touch it. Not gonna do anything. Ended up rallying up a lot more. But yeah, that was it. I'll post a screenshot of the 1 hour chart and include that at the end of the video. And what I'll do, I'll also post a screenshot with uh with my entry price as well as my exit price. I'll include that too. And you can do the math on that. And you can see what was made there on a 1 micro. Pretty much 39 $39, and then you pay your taxes and your whatnots. You pay your fees for like it's like $2 that you pay for like fees and commissions. So not bad. Not bad. Anyway, that pretty much does it for this one. Until I see you guys in the next one, good luck and stay safe. And all that I can say here is thank you, Jade.